One of the reasons why parents or families who suspect that their child might have some form of autism or ADHD, or maybe people have pointed it out to them, but they refuse to get their child diagnosed because of their faith or their religion. So these parents believe that they can pray to their God and their child will be healed, or based on their faith they will perform certain rituals to take their child to a spiritual leader, and the autism or ADHD will be removed from their child. Would you like to know more? Well, keep watching. Hello again, so it's Mabna here. In my most recent video, I identified 7 reasons why parents or families will refuse a diagnosis for their child. And one of the points I identified was faith or religion. So it is some parents or families believe in prayer, and so they continue to pray and then believing that their child will be healed. So they will not even get a diagnosis, or if they get it, they will not accept any support, but they will continue to pray and they believe their child will be healed. Some also, based on their faith, will perform some rituals. I'll leave in the description. There's a lady on Facebook. She has a large following, and I think the Facebook name is My Journey with Autism. My daughter is called Anaya. Very great lady, very experienced mom, and she shared experience about her daughter. I'll leave the description, her link in the description below, so you can check it out. There's a lot to learn from her as well. So in my last video, I identified a reason, and I decided to come back and talk about it. And the reason why I thought it was important that I talk about faith, prayer, and autism, how these two blend, how these two work, is because, as you all are aware, I openly state here that my channel is about my faith in Christ, and so my songs, my teachings about my relationship with Jesus, with my Lord, but also I'm a mom with a child with special needs. So I thought it was important that I come back and talk about this issue of faith, because I believe some of you might wonder, so what's my stand on this? And so let's just keep discussing this. So I would like to first say 2 points. So first of all, I'd like to say that I believe in prayer. I believe in miracle. The reason why I do, because I read the Bible, and throughout the Bible, Jesus performed a lot of miracles. He healed all kinds of diseases. Personally, I have prayed for myself where I've had headache and all kinds, and I've been healed. So I really believe in prayer, and I continue to pray, even though I'm also aware, autism is a disability and there's no cure, but I still continue to pray. Secondly, I'm very much aware that some of my subscribers say I've not subscribed because of the religious, or because of my faith, not religion. But some of them have subscribed purely because of the autism aspect of the channel, where I talk about my experience, or experience of other parents. And so I'm very much aware, and I know religion is a very sensitive topic. However, I feel it's important I talk about this. And the reason why I do is because I need to speak my truth. There's no point coming here and telling people to speak their truth if I cannot talk about my truth. And my truth is that I believe in prayer. I believe in miracle. I continue to pray for my child. However, I also get support. You see, in Britain we say don't talk about religion and don't talk about what politics. However, it's important I do. So let me just dive right into it. So yes, I did say in that video that one of the reasons some parents or families refuse to have their child diagnosed is because of their faith or their religion. So my experiences, as I said in the video, when my child was diagnosed at a very early stage, I was in denial. Being a person of prayer, I've always believed you pray about something. I was praying, and all I was doing was praying. He's had the diagnosis, but I was very reluctant to receive support, because I was aware once he's out the diagnosis, he's labeled. And so all I was doing was praying for the first few weeks at least. But then I noticed a shift as I became more aware of what autism is. As I began to educate myself and learn more about autism through the training we receive, and also me taking the initiative to learn more. As I was reassured by a professional, as I worked with those to support my child, from schools to support workers, to teaching assistants, to teachers, occupational therapy, speech and language, families and my friends, I became more and more accepting of my child. So I shifted from being denial to accepting my child. It wasn't that I wasn't accepting my child, it was that I love my child. However, I was very conscious about people's judgment of my parenting skill. And so I worried about that. I remember instances where we've been out and my child would have a meltdown and throw himself on the floor. And my worry wasn't my child. My worry was people watching me and judging me and saying I was a bad mom. That worried me a lot. Silly, right? But that was my experience at the time. But it quickly shifted, probably just a few weeks. It shifted maybe a month or so. Because as I continued to learn, I became more accepting of my child. Did I stop praying? No. I don't stop praying even now as I continue to pray. But my prayer shifted. So my prayer at the time, I was praying from a place of frustration, a place of shame, a place where I felt my child was a burden. I wanted God to remove that burden, to take the autism so everything would be alright. But for you believers who are listening to me, know sometimes God answers prayers by saying what? No. We know Paul. Paul was a great man, powerful man in the Bible. And yet he had what? An infirmity. And 3 times he'd asked God. And God said, no, my grace is sufficient for you. Also, I believe as I mature in Christ, that healing is a process. Okay? If autism is a disability, what we want for our child is for him to live a more fulfilled life and be more independent. Okay? And healing is a process. Also, I learned, and then through that I learned that my prayer shifted because my prayer was not now, God, fix my child. My prayer was, God, help me to support my child. Help me to embrace my child. Help me to love him. Help me to understand him. Teach me patience. My prayer was, God, is there any information that I need to know that I'm not aware? Will you bring it to me? He says, any person that needs to come into our lives, being an occupational therapist or any information we need, will you open that door? So you see, my prayer shifted. I was praying more from a place of peace, of contentment, knowing that my child is a gift from God. God gave him to me, no matter what. And I wouldn't trade him for anything. I love my child. And my love for my child grew. And then what I noticed was because I was more accepting of him, I loved him. It changed my demeanor, didn't it? I exhibited more positive energy, which actually calmed my child. So my child meltdown just ceased. He was no more having incidents of meltdown and all these behaviors because I loved him. All I was getting is a lot of cases, and I'm sure those of you know our children give us a lot of cases, more than we asked for. But I was always getting. So what am I saying? What I'm saying in summary is, if you believe in prayer and you've always prayed for your child, you don't stop praying just because you've been told it's a disability. This is what gives you peace, right? So keep praying. However, I will encourage you to also get the support, to get a diagnosis, get the support, work with the professionals, embrace your child, shift from denial, accept your child, and don't really care about what people think of you. People's opinion is none of your business. It's none of your business. What is important is what you think about yourself and how you love your child. What I'm also saying, that if you're somebody you don't believe in, you don't do religion at all, you don't believe in God, that is all right too. But continue to love your child just like you're doing, I'm sure you are, and get the support. In my last video, I did say in some parts of the world it's really hard for people to get the support. And if you're in that part of the world, I would encourage you probably just, research, do some more research and see how you can get the support and how you can, support your child, without any intervention. There's no intervention in the country where you live. So in summary, what I want to say, I believe in prayer. I'm not going to stop praying. However, my prayer now is from a place of peace. I thank God that my child came into my life because he's changed me. He's taught me how to appreciate the very simple things in life. Simple things like just going for a walk. That means a lot to him. Just going for a walk around the block. You can see the excitement in his face. He's taught me how to set boundaries. How to, and love from afar. Love people who do not want to respect my boundaries from afar. I love them from afar because it's important I protect myself. My child has taught me how to self-care. He taught me how to look after my own well-being. Because the saying goes, right? A happy parent is a happy child. If I don't look after myself, how can I give to my child? If I don't look after myself, self-care, how do I give to him? And so he's taught me to set those boundaries, to break those toxic relationships, to set the boundaries and expect people to respect my boundaries. He's taught me to self-care, to love myself so I can continue to love him. And so, have you had any experience, or what's your view on that? Do you think parents should just continue to pray but not accept the support, or do you agree? You can add both. You can pray and still get the support. So on that note, thank you for taking time to watch this. If you find this insightful, then please share, and then I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.